and I'm going to clarify now that in Europe, Asia, and Americas, we're going to have, or already had, or actually going to have later this year games, which means that the winner of the games will qualify directly to Paris, and for Africa and Oceania, the winner of the Continental Championship will qualify directly for Paris. So just to clarify on top of the video. And remaining 10 spots is the indirect qualification for Paris 2024 through the Olympic qualifier series. All right, let's please change the slide. Okay, just to make it clearer for you guys, I broke it down by continents, just to understand how athletes from each continent can specifically qualify for Paris 2024. So once again, I broke it down to direct and indirect qualification for Paris. So as far as the European athletes, they can qualify directly through European Games, which is going to take place in Novi Sad, Poland on June 26-27. The quota per country is 2, and the winner of European Games qualifies directly to Paris 2024, and the second place goes to Olympic Qualifier Series. The second chance to qualify directly for European athletes is the World Championship in Belgium on September 23rd and 24th. Once again, quota per country is 2 per gender per country. First place of the World Championship goes directly to Paris, and second through 6th place, so 5 B-boys and 5 B-girls from the World Championship would advance to Olympic Qualifier Series. If European athletes are not able to qualify directly, they still have a chance to qualify indirectly through the Olympic qualification ranking. We still have 3 events that European athletes can attend. At this point, even if the athletes have 0 points or they didn't do any competition yet, there is still a chance to qualify to Olympics, so no worries, because I even talked to some athletes that were asking, they're really low in the ranking, but there is still a chance for everybody to make it to the Olympics at this stage. So for European athletes, we still have 3 events taking place. First one is actually next weekend in Madrid. It's a Breaking for Goal International Series Madrid. This is open for, basically there is no quota per country, so it's open. And it's the international series, which means 400 points are distributed for the winner. 2 more events for European athletes are the Breaking for Goal World Series events. First one is in Portugal at the end of August, and the second one is in Hong Kong, China in December, where the quota per country is 3 B-boys and 3 B-girls per country, and the winner gets 1,000 points for each country. So this is for European athletes. Please, let's change the slide. Now we continue with Asia. So the direct way for Asian athletes to qualify for Paris is through Asian Games, which will take place on October 6th and 7th in Hangzhou, People's Republic of China. Quota per country is 2 B-boys and B-girls per country. First place of the Asian Games goes directly to Paris, second place to Olympic Qualifier Series. Second way to get to Paris directly for Asian athletes is World Championship, the same as for Europe and other continents, which will take place in Belgium. Once again, first place goes directly to Paris, second through 6th place goes to OQS. Another way, if Asian athletes are not able to qualify directly, they still have 4 events to go, since Europe already had the Continental Championships. But the Asian Championship will only take place actually in 3 weeks in People's Republic of China on July 1st and 2nd. What is great is that this event is open, so there is no quota per country. And first and second place of the Asian Championship goes to Olympic Qualifier Series. Plus, there is 1,000 points towards the Breaking for Gold World Ranking and the Olympic qualification ranking. Plus, Asian athletes can still enjoy 3 events of the Breaking for Gold series. Once again, International Series in Madrid, which is also open, and Breaking for Gold World Series in Portugal and Hong Kong. Okay, let's switch the slide, please. As far as the Americas athletes have chance to qualify directly through Pan American Games, which will take place on November 3rd and 4th in Santiago, Chile. quota per country, 2 B-boys and 2 B-girls per country. First place of Pan American Games goes directly to Paris. Second place goes to Olympic qualifier series. As for other continents, once again, they can qualify directly through the World Championship, where the winner goes directly to Paris, and second through sixth place goes to OQS. As far as the Olympic qualification ranking, America's athletes can earn points in, once again, these 3 events of the Breaking for Gold series in Madrid, International Series, which is open, and the World Series in Portugal and Hong Kong. Okay, let's switch to Africa. As for Africa, Africa already had the Continental Championships, so historically, first ever athletes for breaking qualified for Paris 2024 in African Championship. B-girl Elma Mooney and B-boy Billy became the first ever B-boys and B-boy and B-girl qualify for Paris 2024. But there's a second way to qualify for African athletes for Olympics through World Championship. Once again, the winner goes directly to Paris. Second through sixth place goes to OQS. And African athletes also have a chance to attend 3 more Breaking for Gold series where they can collect points for Olympic qualification ranking. And let's switch to Oceania. All right, for Oceania, they didn't have the Continental Championship yet, so the dates is going to be announced soon. But for the Oceania Championship, it's open event once again, so there is no quota per country. First place of Oceania Championship goes directly to Paris 2024, and second through fourth place goes directly to Olympic qualifier series. Once again, as for other continents, Oceania athletes have chance to qualify directly through the World Championship, and second through sixth place of World Championship goes to OQS. As for the Olympic qualification ranking, Oceania athletes have also chance to earn points through the Breaking for Gold International Series in Madrid and World Series in Portugal and Hong Kong. Let's switch to the next slide. Okay, so this is something I really want to emphasize because as I mentioned before, still a lot of athletes think that they don't have a chance to qualify, but really at this point, we still have enough competition, and if the strategy is right and if the results are there, it's really possible to make it to Olympics either directly or through OQS. So according to the definition of OQS, top 14 athletes in both gender qualify for Olympic qualifier series as of December 31st, 2023. What does this mean? Like, we need to consider some factors. Actually, only 4 best results from the competition are considered for the Olympic qualification ranking. At this point, even 2 or 3 good results can secure a spot in Olympic qualifier series. What is really important to realize is that athletes that already qualify to Olympic qualifier series through events, they might stop going to events at a later stage, which means that there's a higher chance for other athletes to earn more points for the ranking, and also these athletes who already qualified to Olympic qualifier series will be skipped in the Olympic qualification ranking. So that doesn't mean that top 14 of the Olympic qualification ranking will actually advance to OQS, since there's going to be already a lot of athletes that are going to qualify to OQS through events, not through ranking. Another important thing to consider is that there is a quota per country for Olympic qualifier series, which is 3 B-boys and 3 B-girls. That means that athletes from countries that already reach country quota for OQS will be skipped in the Olympic qualification ranking. So for example, if one country has, 6 B-boys in top 40, only 3 will actually advance to OQS, and the extra 3 B-boys will be skipped in the ranking. To summarize, hypothetically, athletes could qualify for Olympic qualifier series even if they're placed on a 40th or 50th place in the final Olympic qualification ranking. This really depends on the circumstances, which athletes will be skipped in the Olympic qualification ranking based on those who qualify through events, or if there is any extra dancers from the countries that already filled up the quota. Also, for example, for Pan American Games, we were checking which athletes will qualify through the ranking. There were some athletes that would even qualify from the 90th or 100th position in the Breaking for Gold World Series. So the position doesn't, I mean, it matters, but in reality, you really need to consider all these factors in order to create the right strategy for the athlete and for the country. If you guys have any questions, later there will be a Q&A section, but also there is all this information at breakingforgold.com or in the rule book of the Wdsf breaking rules and regulations, or you can contact us directly. Thank you guys for your time, and I would like to pass my word to Max Oliveira, who is going to talk about the judging system. Thank you.